They're worth 5 cents. Except when they're worth $50,000. Hidden in circulation are 1982 and 1987 nickels, with microscopic mistakes that turn ordinary change into numismatic gold. Some of these errors are so subtle, they've fooled expert collectors for decades. Today, we're diving into the exact markers that separate a regular Jefferson nickel from a 5-figure fortune. A Jefferson nickel from 1982 might be sitting in your pocket right now, worth mere cents. Or it could be one of the most valuable modern coins ever minted. The difference between a regular 1982 nickel and one worth thousands lies in tiny details that most people miss completely. The U.S. Mint produced over 500 million nickels in 1982, but among these millions of coins, a handful of spectacular errors escaped quality control. These mistakes, which might look like simple damage to untrained eyes, can turn a 5-cent coin into a numismatic treasure worth over $100,000. Let's start with the basics of what makes a standard 1982 Jefferson nickel. The coin features Thomas Jefferson's portrait on the obverse and his Virginia home, Monticello, on the reverse. It weighs exactly 5 grams and measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter. The composition is 75% copper and 25% nickel, a specification that hasn't changed since 1946. But here's where things get interesting. In 1982, the Philadelphia Mint was operating at full capacity, producing coins around the clock to meet the nation's demands. This high-pressure environment created the perfect conditions for mistakes to slip through, mistakes that would later become some of the most sought-after error coins in modern American numismatics. One of the most valuable 1982 nickel errors is the elusive double die obverse. When the die used to strike the coins was created, it received multiple impressions that weren't perfectly aligned. This misalignment created coins with distinct doubling visible in Jefferson's features, particularly in the words Liberty and In God We Trust. While most doubled dies show subtle doubling, the 1982 variety shows dramatic separation, making it one of the strongest double die errors of the modern era. Take the case of Mark Stevens, a Connecticut coin dealer who discovered one of these doubled die nickels in 2009 while sorting through a dealer's bulk lot. He purchased the entire lot for $1,000, not knowing what treasures it contained. That single nickel later sold at auction for $38,000. Today, similar specimens command even higher prices. But the doubled die isn't the only error that makes the 1982 nickel special. Some coins were struck on wrong planchets, blank pieces of metal intended for other denominations. A 1982 nickel struck on a cent planchet, for instance, sold for $25,000 at a heritage auction in 2019. The copper-colored nickel design on a smaller, lighter planchet created a stunning mistake that collectors eagerly pursue. Even more remarkable are the off-center strikes. During the minting process, if the blank isn't perfectly centered when struck, the result is a coin with part of the design missing. While slight off-center strikes are relatively common, the 1982 nickel produced some spectacular examples where 50% or more of the design is missing. One such piece, struck 65% off-center, sold for $72,000 in 2021. Here's what makes these off-center strikes so valuable. They must still show the complete date. Without the date, even a dramatic off-center strike loses much of its value. The 1982 date must be fully visible, along with enough design elements to confirm it's genuinely a nickel and not another denomination. But perhaps the most extraordinary error from 1982 is the mule, a coin struck with mismatched dies. Imagine a nickel with Jefferson's portrait on one side, but instead of Monticello on the reverse, it shows the design from a quarter or a dollar coin. These mules are exceedingly rare, with only a handful known to exist. One such piece, featuring a nickel obverse paired with a quarter reverse, sold for $155,000 in 2020. Now, let's talk about how to identify these valuable errors. First, you'll need proper lighting and magnification. A 5x to 10x loupe is essential for examining the fine details that separate a valuable error from a damaged coin. Look for clear, sharp doubling in the lettering and design elements, not the fuzzy appearance that results from wear or damage. For doubled dies, Focus on Jefferson's eye, the word liberty, and the date. True doubling will show clear separation between the primary and secondary images. The doubling should be consistent across similar elements. If only one letter shows doubling while others don't, it's likely damage or a strike-through error, which is less valuable. Wrong planchet errors are easier to spot, but harder to authenticate. A nickel struck on a cent planchet will be copper-colored and noticeably smaller. It should weigh approximately 2.5 grams instead of the standard 5 grams. However, these pieces must be authenticated by experts, as artificial alterations can mimic genuine errors. When examining off-center strikes, remember that the most valuable pieces show dramatic displacement while retaining the complete date. The strike should be sharp and clear on the portion that was struck, with a smooth, unmarked surface on the blank portion. Any signs of tooling or manipulation will significantly reduce value. For mules, authentication is crucial. These errors are so rare and valuable that counterfeits exist. The designs must match known die pairs from 1982, and the striking characteristics must be consistent with genuine U.S. Mint products. Professional certification is essential for any potential mule. Beyond these major errors, other valuable varieties exist. Some 1982 nickels show die cracks, raised lines on the coin's surface caused by damaged dies. While most die cracks add minimal value, major breaks, especially those that create unique patterns or affect key design elements, can command premium prices. Transitional errors, where a coin is struck on planchets from a previous year's composition, don't exist for 1982 nickels, since the composition remained unchanged. However, some coins show striking errors where the planchet was struck multiple times, creating ghosting effects or unusual metal flow patterns. The condition of error coins significantly impacts their value. Even the most dramatic error will be worth less if the coin shows heavy wear or damage. Collectors prefer pieces in mint state condition, showing no wear from circulation. Surface marks, scratches, or corrosion can reduce value by 50% or more. Here's a remarkable story that illustrates the potential hidden in these coins. In 2018, a bank teller in Ohio noticed something odd about a 1982 nickel in her register. The coin appeared to have been struck twice, with the second strike rotated about 30 degrees from the first. She set it aside, thinking it might be valuable. After having it authenticated, she learned it was one of only 3 known double-struck 1982 nickels with rotation. The coin sold for $45,000 at auction. Storage and handling of these valuable coins require special care. Use soft cotton gloves when handling potential errors, and store them in non-PVC holders. Never clean or attempt to improve the appearance of an error coin. This will almost always reduce its value. Professional conservation, if needed, should only be attempted by recognized experts. The market for 1982 nickel errors continues to strengthen. As more collectors focus on modern errors, prices have steadily increased. A double die that might have sold for $20,000 10 years ago could bring $50,000 or more today. The rarest pieces, like the mules, could potentially break the $1 million barrier in the future. Remember, authentication is crucial. The Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, are the most respected grading services for error coins. Their certification provides assurance of authenticity and helps establish market values. However, certification costs can range from $30 to several $100s, depending on the coin's value and the type of service requested. The hunt for these valuable 1982 nickels continues. New examples of known errors are still being discovered, and there's always the possibility that previously unknown varieties will emerge. The next great find could be in a roll of nickels from your local bank, a neglected collection inherited from a relative, or even in your pocket change. Now we're going to uncover the secrets of the 2015 penny, that coin dealers don't want you to know about. We'll explore how tiny imperfections, often invisible to the untrained eye, can transform a 1-cent piece into a numismatic treasure worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let's start with the basics. The 2015 penny was minted at 2 locations, Philadelphia and Denver. Philadelphia minted coins have no mint mark, while Denver coins carry a small D beneath the date. But here's where it gets interesting. In 2015, several major minting errors occurred that created some of the most valuable modern coins in existence. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die obverse. This happens when the die used to stamp the coin receives multiple impressions at slightly different angles. On the 2015 penny, this error appears most prominently in Lincoln's ear and the letters of Liberty. Under magnification, you'll see a distinct separation or doubling of these features. A pristine example of this error recently sold at auction for $45,000. But that's just the beginning. The 2015 penny holds an even more valuable secret, the off-center strike. During normal minting, the coin blank should be perfectly centered when struck between the dies. However, sometimes the blank shifts, resulting in part of the design being missing and a blank crescent-shaped area appearing on the coin. The most valuable off-center strikes are those that are approximately 50% off-center, while still showing the complete date. Take the case of Tom Henderson, a coin collector from Ohio. In 2019, he was sorting through rolls of pennies when he discovered a 2015 penny struck 55% off-center. The coin still showed its complete date and mint mark, making it especially desirable. After authentication by PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, the coin sold for an astounding $78,000. But perhaps the most extraordinary error from 2015 is the wrong planchet strike. In an incredibly rare mishap, some penny blanks were accidentally replaced with dime blanks in the minting process. These coins show the penny design struck on the smaller silver-colored dime blank. Only 3 such errors are known to exist from 2015, and one sold for $265,000 in a private transaction in 2023. Let's talk about how to identify these valuable errors. You'll need 3 essential tools: a magnifying glass of at least 5x power, good lighting, and patience. Start by examining the date and mint mark area. Look for any signs of doubling, particularly in the numbers and letters. Pay special attention to the word Liberty and Lincoln's portrait, especially around the ear and beard areas. For off-center strikes, lay the coin flat on a dark surface. The error should be immediately apparent, as part of the coin will be blank while the design appears shifted toward one side. Remember, the most valuable off-center strikes still show the complete date. Now here's a tip that most collectors overlook. The 2015 penny can also exhibit what's called a retained cut error. This occurs when a piece of the die breaks but remains attached, creating a raised, blob-like area on the coin. These errors are particularly valuable on the reverse side, near the Lincoln Memorial columns. Sarah Martinez, a cashier from Sacramento, made headlines when she discovered a 2015 penny with both a retained cut and significant die deterioration. The coin, which she initially set aside because it looked weird, was later authenticated and sold for $38,000. Stories like these remind us that valuable coins can surface anywhere, from pocket change to bank rolls. But the holy grail of 2015 penny errors, the one that could genuinely be worth millions, is the double-struck off-center coin. This occurs when a coin receives multiple strikes, with at least one being significantly off-center. In 2015, during a period of equipment malfunction at the Philadelphia Mint, a small number of pennies received this double-strike treatment. The most notable example, currently held in a private collection, shows 3 distinct strikes, each progressively more off-center than the last. Experts estimate that only 5 to 7 such multiple strike errors exist from 2015. The most recent sale of one of these coins fetched $525,000 at auction. However, numismatists believe that if a perfect example were to surface, one showing clear multiple strikes with the complete date visible, it could easily command a price over $1 million. Let's discuss the technical aspects that make these errors so valuable. The minting process for a penny involves multiple precise steps. First, copper-plated zinc blanks are fed into a machine that stamps them with an upraised rim, creating what's called a planchet. These planchets then move to the coining press, where they're struck between two dies under immense pressure, about 35 tons per square inch. Any deviation in this process can create valuable errors. The 2015 production year saw several equipment upgrades at both minting facilities, leading to an unusually high number of significant errors. This confluence of factors makes the 2015 penny particularly interesting to collectors. Here's a crucial detail many overlook. The zinc core of the 2015 penny can sometimes be exposed due to plating errors. While common plating issues might only add a small premium, certain specific patterns of missing plating can be extremely valuable. Look for straight-line plating breaks that form geometric patterns. These could indicate a die crack that affected multiple coins during production. The story of Michael Chun, a college student who paid for his entire tuition with one coin, illustrates the potential hiding in plain sight. Chun found a 2015 penny with severe die cracks and missing plating while counting his tip money from a part-time restaurant job. The coin's unique error pattern, combined with its pristine condition, led to a sale price of $167,000. But here's the million-dollar question literally. What combination of errors would create the most valuable 2015 penny possible? Experts agree that a coin exhibiting multiple major errors would be the ultimate find. Imagine a double-struck, off-center penny on a dime planchet with clear die cracks and retained cuts. While no such coin has been discovered, numismatists estimate its potential value at $2 to $3 million. As we near the end of our exploration, let's address the question of authentication. Never attempt to sell a potentially valuable error coin without proper certification. The two most respected grading services are PCGS and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. These organizations use advanced imaging technology and expert analysis to authenticate coins and assign them a grade on a 70-point scale. The grading process reveals another fascinating aspect of 2015 penny errors. Some are so subtle that they require specialized equipment to detect. UV light examination has revealed previously unknown die varieties, particularly in coins from the Philadelphia Mint's morning production runs in March 2015. Here's a practical tip for anyone inspired to search for these valuable errors. Start with bank rolls rather than loose change. Rolled coins are less likely to have circulation damage, and you can examine them systematically. Pay particular attention to coins that feel lighter or heavier than normal, as this could indicate a wrong planchet error. Remember the story of Janet Williams, who ordered $100 worth of penny rolls from her local bank in 2022. Among them, she found a 2015 penny with a dramatic die break error. That single coin sold for $12,000. Not bad for a morning's work examining pennies. The hunt for valuable 2015 penny errors continues today. New varieties are still being discovered, and prices continue to climb as collectors realize the historical significance of these modern rarities. Every 2015 penny you encounter could be the next great numismatic discovery. Before you toss that next handful of change into your coin jar, remember, those 1975 and 2015 pennies could be hiding incredible value in plain sight. Take a moment to examine your coins using the key features we've covered today. You never know, that pocket change might just change your life. If you found this guide helpful, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to catch our next video on the shocking Roosevelt dime errors, worth over $100,000. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a valuable error coin. I read and respond to every comment. Until next time, happy hunting!